Welcome to Math Plus, where math makes sense. Divide decimals part 2. This video is dividing decimals when the decimal is in the divisor. So let's review the parts of a division problem so we know what we mean by divisor. Remember, if a problem is written like this, the first number is the dividend, the second number is the divisor, and then the answer is the quotient. In a long division problem, the dividend is inside the house, the divisor outside the house, and the answer on the roof. And using that terminology helps us remember what to do when we're dividing decimals. Again, the dividend is the first number here, and it's inside the house here. The divisor is the second number, and it's outside the house here. And the answer is here. In long division, the answer is on the roof. In the last video, we learned that when there is a decimal in the dividend, we raise it to the roof. But when it comes to the divisor, we cannot have a decimal in the divisor. So we have to slide it over right by the door. So we call this slide and slide, because if you slide the decimal in the divisor, you have to slide the decimal in the dividend. And then once you do that, you raise it to the roof, and then you divide like normal. So let's take a look at a problem like this. And I put this up here to help remind you. Slide, slide, raise it to the roof. Slide, slide, raise it to the roof. That's how you divide decimals when there's a decimal in both the divisor and the dividend. Okay, so you can see here, there's 1. So we need to slide this decimal over, and it looks like we have to go over one place to put it here. That means we have to come into the dividend, and we have to move this over one place. Now, since this becomes kind of messy, I actually like to just rewrite this. So let me put another division sign up here, and let's rewrite our problem. And we can still do it in colors as well. So let's start out with a blue, and we want, now this is a 3, because remember we slid the decimal point over here. I call it like the doorknob. It needs to be the doorknob to the house. And we moved the decimal point in the dividend between the 6 and the 8. So now we have 76 decimal point 8. And then now we just raise it to the roof. Now we can divide. 3 goes into 7 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. We subtract and get 1. You bring down the other 6. 3 goes into 16 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. And we subtract and we get 1. We bring down the 8. 3 goes into 18 6 times, which is 18. We subtract and get 0. So our answer is 25 6/10. So we can rewrite this problem as 7 68 divided by 3/10 equals 25 6/10. That's the way you divide when there's a decimal in the divisor. So let's take a look at another one. I already made me another one so I can rewrite it. In this one, we notice that there are 2 decimal places in the divisor. And let me use red here. Okay, so let's get my red pen. We have to slide to get it over to the doorknob. So in the dividend, we have to slide it twice, just like we did in the divisor. So now the decimal point is going to be between the 0 and the 4. And again, let's rewrite this so that we can divide it. So first I need a blue. Now this is 84, okay? And the other one, the dividend is 260 4/10. Because remember, I moved that decimal between the 0 and 4. Now, all I have to do before I solve it is raise the decimal to the roof and divide. Remember, slide, slide, raise it to the roof. How many 84s? We know it won't go into 2. It won't go into 26. It has to go into 260. And I know 84 is close to 300, close to 100. So I am going to just guess and say it'll go in 3 times. Let's try it out and see. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry 1. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 1 is 25. Oh, that worked. Okay, now I have to subtract. I get 8 because I had to borrow here. So I get 8. Now I bring down the 4. How many 84s go into 84? 1. 1 times 84 is 84. And I get 0. So the answer to our problem, if we want, we can write it out as 2 and 604 thousandths divided by 84 hundredths equals 3 and 1/10. Again, that's dividing decimals when there's a decimal in the divisor. Let's try one more. Okay, we have 45 divided by 5/10. So we want to slide this over one place value. Now you look at the dividend and you think, how do I slide it? There's no decimal. But you have to remember that the decimal is beside the ones place. So the decimal is actually right there. So all we need to do is add a 0. Because this is still 45, okay, because the decimal is right there. Now we can slide the decimal over 1. Let me get a red. Here we go. So we can slide it over 1 here. Okay, so let's rewrite the problem. Let's see, blue. So now we have 5 out here because we moved the decimal clear over here. And we have 450 in the dividend, 450. Now we really don't have to put the decimal up because it's on the end. I mean, we can do it just to show you. So let's raise it to the roof. If we put it up here on the roof, now we can go and divide. 5 doesn't go into 4, but 5 will divide into 45 9 times. 9 times 5 is 45. We subtract and get 0. We bring down the 0. 5 goes into 0 0 times. So our answer is 90. So you can see we don't really need that decimal there. So the way we could rewrite that problem is 45 divided by 5/10 equals 90. Remember, every whole number has a decimal. It's always at the end. It's always right beside the ones place. So this is how you divide decimals when there's a decimal in the divisor.